Hello, thank you for tuning in to this video. Today we are going to learn about percentages and ratios, one of the most important topic of your placement preparation, just because it forms the basis of most of your calculations in the exam. So let's look at the basics and few quick calculation techniques. Now, how to convert any fraction into percentage? So, taking an example, we know half a fraction is equivalent to 50%. So, how do we get to 50 is half into 100 gives you 50. So, I can conclude that any fraction multiplied by 100 gives you its equivalent percentage. Similarly, conversion from percentage to fraction. Now we know 25% is equal to 1/4 of a fraction. So if I have to look at a detailed calculation here, 25 upon 100 gives you 1/4. So I can generalize to convert any percentage into fraction, I need to divide it by 100. Moving ahead, comparing the results of A percentage of B versus B percentage of A. So if I have to calculate 30% of 20 by our regular method, we'll go ahead like 30 upon 100 into 20, which gives you the answer as 6. Now comparing the result with 20% of 30, again 20 upon 100 into 30 is going to give you 6. So I can conclude that A percentage of B is equal to B percentage of A. I can use this result to sometimes shorten my time of calculation. Now let's look at few standard fractions and its equivalent percentages over here. If we know this list, we can definitely speed up our calculations in most of the questions related to percentages. So we know half is 50%. If I move ahead with this, if I divide both sides by 2, I further get 1/4 is 25%. Further dividing by 2, I get 1/8 as 12.5%. Further, 1/16 gives you 6.25%. If I have to look at 1/3, so 1/3 of a number is 33.33%. In case if I don't know this, I know how to convert fraction to percentage. So 1/3 into 100 will give you 33.33%. Now further dividing this by 2, I get 1/6 is 16.66%. 1/12 is 8.33%. 1/5 is 20%, 1/10 is 10%, 120, 1 by 20 is 5%, 1 by 25 is 4%. Similarly, 1 by 9 is 11.11%, 1 by 11 is 9.09%. So these are few standard fractions and percentages that we should definitely know if we want to make the real use of shortcuts. Now let's look at the applications of these. Now let's say if I have to calculate 35% of 80. Now with the normal trick of our calculation, how we will go about this is 35 upon 100 into 80, and further with cancellation and reducing the fraction, we get our answer as 28. This method is fine, but we can be quicker than this. Now let's look at this second method. If I divide 35 into two parts, 10 and 25. Now we know 10% of a number is 1/10 of a number. So 1/10 of 80 is 8. Similarly, 25% of a number is 1/4 of a number. So 1/4 of 80 is 20. So I can actually mentally calculate this as 8 plus 20, which gives you 28. So this list of fractions and percentages can help you mentally calculate your questions. Let's look at more examples. 42.5% of 320. Now with normal method, you will tend to do 42.5 upon 100 into 320, and then further calculating it using calculations. But with the use of standard fractions, let's see how we can solve this quickly. So, if I divide 42.5% into two parts, 30 and 12.5%, now we know that 10% of a number is 1/10, which is 32 in this case. So 30% is 3 times 32, and 12.5% of a number is 1/8. Now 1/8 of 320 is 40. So ultimately what we want to do is 32 plus 32 plus 32 plus 40, and addition is always very much faster with human calculation. And this gives you your answer as 136. Let's look at one more example. 67.27% of 550. Now this looks like a complex calculation. So when I do 67.27 upon 100 into 550, it is going to take time. So let's look at a shorter way. Now, if I divide 67.27 into two parts, which is 40 and 27.27. Now, you must be wondering why 27.27, or how does this strike me? So, if I have learned that list well, I will know that 1 by 11 is 9.09, which means 2 by 11 will be 18.18. 3 by 11 will be 27.27. So I also may have to use such derived fractions for my calculations. So looking ahead, 40% of a number. Now we know 40% of a number is 4 times 10%, right? So 55, 55, 55, 55, that's 4 times. And 27.27% of a number we just saw is 3 by 11th of a number. Now 3 by 11th of 550 is much easier a calculation. So if I move ahead with this, 2/5 of 550 plus 3/11th of 550 is going to give you 220 plus 150, which gives you your answer as 370. So I really hope you could understand the application and the use of these fractions in such calculations. This is all for this session. Please wait for my further sessions on the same topic of percentages. In case you want to learn more about this topic, you can easily reach out to me on this email ID. If you have liked this video, if you found the content helpful, please do not forget to share it ahead and subscribe to the channel to keep getting updates. Thank you so much.